Now please help me welcome God's woman, Charlene Singleton.
Hey everybody, hello, and welcome to our summer series show. I'm glad you joined us. We have an awesome show tonight. Listen, all you ladies and gentlemen and couples, wedding season is upon us. June is coming, and we know June is the month of so many weddings, but this year it's not going to just be June. Because of the pandemic, so many couples had to put their dreams on hold because they wanted to have the wedding of their dreams. So now that the pandemic is coming, hopefully to an end, we see so many brides, so many couples that are now wanting to have their wedding. So my special guest tonight, Tara Dominguez Henderson, she is going to help you all have that wedding of your dreams. So now, don't go away. Call all your friends. If Father's Day is coming, if you need a specialty cake, it's coming. Birthday parties, all kinds of events and weddings. Call your friends and tell them they definitely need to tune in today because this is going to be amazing. We'll be right back. She'll let you know when to come.
Okay.
Old saying, when it's time to be ready, it's too late to get ready. Are you ready? Join us at Loveland Church on May 15th at 1 p.m. for the Are You Ready Emergency Preparedness Workshop. See you there.
Back. Well, you know, there's so many things that are in the news right now, but one of the main stories is the story of Casey White and Vicky White. That story, Casey White and Vicky White, and we're going to talk about that. And you know what? My friend, Michelle. Okay, now we didn't throw Michelle away. Michelle's in the background helping to produce the show, but for this segment, I needed Michelle to come up. So, Michelle, hi.
Hello.
You got your producer headphones on?
Yes.
So, listen, I just read up on this girl, Casey White, Vicky White, and the guy, Casey White. And let me tell you a couple of things really quick. So, this girl was for decades called safe and reliable. Mm-hmm. I just read so many, the DA said, she's the most solid person at the jail. The DA said, I trusted her with my life. She's been the employee of the year 5 times, and next week was set to get another. She's been deputy of the year, correction employee of the year, and yet and still, something happened. Give me your take on this.
So, I've been
Okay, about the same amount of time she was working.
Yes.
Okay.
And to be that close to retirement.
That was her last day at the job.
Oh my gosh, right. It's like unbelievable.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys can't hear her. She'll come back in a minute, but you can hear me. Okay, so while Michelle is getting mic'd up, she's producing in the background. And so she's been in the background. So now she's in the foreground. And so say what you say, because we have
can all hear me now.
Can you hear me
now? Can you hear me now?
Okay.
So yes, having 22 years with the
Okay.
department myself, it is, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen over the years.
Wow.
You spend a lot of time in those places, in the facility, but to me, you really have, and this is why you have to have a relationship with the Lord and really have discernment. Because I don't know what she was going through in her life, but to be that close to the finish line and to throw it all away, not just that, but her life.
But she
took
didn't
her
think
life.
she was throwing it away. She had these plans to retire and go to the beach. And obviously with this guy, Casey White, live happily ever after. I see a total deception.
Absolutely. And we know the enemy comes to what? Kill, steal, and destroy,
Right.
right? And so the enemy worked his way in her life, is how I see it. I don't know what her relationship was with the Lord or if she even had one.
Don't know that.
Yeah, this is why it is so important to stay connected to God, because working in that field, you're around demonic spirits all day. I'm going to just keep it 100.
Wow. That
I'ma
is
just keep it
so
real.
good.
I pray before I go in. I pray when I come out. I pray on my way home,
Okay.
because it's real.
Yeah.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Right.
It's a spiritual warfare.
It really is.
And if you, and not just in my field, in any profession, there's always temptation. And I believe if you're not rooted and grounded in the word and in who you are as a person, and depending on, like I said, I don't know her personal life and what was going on personally, that would cause her, because I have family, I have friends, I have so much going on the outside of working in a facility,
Right.
that, you know, that's just work for
But
me.
we had a doctor. I've just been reading all this stuff. I'm like blown away from this. So I read all these things, and one of the doctors said that, okay, so we know it was her last day at the job, and he said she had had decades of being safe and reliable. And so this guy, it appears, gave her a feeling of being alive. And it talked about the fact that this started in 2020.
Yes.
This is 2 years ago.
Yes.
And that this was not only well planned and executed by her, but that I actually wrote something down, here it is, that he targeted her because he saw that good girl thing. And you know what, Michelle? Okay, I have this friend, a good friend, and she's a widow now. But when I found out, she was like the good girl. When I found out who she was married to, I asked her, I'm like, that's your husband? She started laughing, and I said this. I said, your mama and your daddy and all your friends told you not to marry that man, because they were separated by that time. And she says, how'd you know? And I'm like, it's obvious, because, and they called it something. Now, when I say this, we're both going to know what we're talking about. Bad boy syndrome.
Okay.
This is even right now for young girls. They don't want the nerd, the one that's going to be the good husband. Okay.
Yes, I saw something with Russell Wilson and Sierra, and then her first child's father, Future, and he's more of the bad boy. And Russell, he loves the Lord, he loves his family, upstanding.
Settled.
And they're like, oh, you know, she picked a square or something like that. And I'm like, I'll take a square any day.
Any day. But so many
Exactly.
times, we were talking in the production meeting, and I said so many times, girls want the player. They want the guy that's the life of the party, that has the car, that's the bad boy. It is a bad boy syndrome. And one of the guys said, yeah, but that comes with a cost.
It comes with a cost, and the end is destruction.
The
Either way.
end is destruction. Either way,
Yeah.
whether it's the girl, in this case, going after the guy, or Proverbs talks about the guy
Absolutely.
going after that wrong, the
And
strange
unfortunately,
woman.
with this lady, it cost her life.
And you know, it not only did it cost her life, but her family has so many questions that they might not ever get answered. It said
Did she
her
have children?
no, but she is a widow.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Wow.
that's a clue right there. She's a widow. Her family and her friends, they are just stunned by this. Her co-workers, you know, they have all these interviews, said that she had the utmost respect of her co-workers. I already told you that the county DA said he trusted her. He would have trusted her with his life, the most solid person at the jail. a model employee. These are what people said about her. Reliable person. Something happened.
Something definitely happened. And then you think about it, so 2020, we're in the pandemic. No one's able to go anywhere. You're
okay,
at
Dr.
home.
Michelle.
You're a widow, you know, and this person. So one of my good girlfriends, because I was like, how did they even make a connection? Well, they both had the same last name. So see how cunning the devil can be, right? Oh, we have the same name. We have the same birthday.
And you're so different.
We're our zodiac signs are the same, or, you know, all these things that people look for to connect, right?
And they were, even the people at the sheriff's department, now they're looking back. You know, so many times when you look back, they're looking, now you'll know this, all the rules that she broke because she was second in command.
Yes. She had the authority to do so.
The authority.
But I still thought it strange because there's so much protocol that you have to go through to, even when you're escorting or you're taking some, especially when you're leaving the facility.
And wait a minute, before you go there, I don't know if you read this, but she picked, because she really calculated this thing out. She picked a time when all the other sheriff's people were either at court, but they were off the grounds. And the guy that you checked the people out, she knew he would never question her because she said she was taking him to a mental
health evaluation,
and then he would come back with the rest of the prisoners.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, that is. And you know what? I'm not being facetious either. But, you know, it says she sold her house, which was worth a couple $100,000. She sold it for $95,500, and she bought an orange 2007 Ford Edge. I'm like, why would you buy an orange car?
An orange car, and then the man is like 6'9". So it's like, how are you going to hide in a? But that's how deceitful and cunning the enemy can be. Yeah. Because you can't see. When people are in sin, hello, been there, done that. You can't see it. You can't smell it. You know. Sometimes you're so deep in it, you don't even call it sin anymore. You just doing what you do. I'm doing me. So it and the other people, it looks silly, it looks crazy. It's like, what is she doing? So he stands out like a sore thumb. I'm like, how are you going to hide?
Well, the sheriff said that him being that tall was more of a target than if he had just put a thing on his forehead.
Absolutely.
But you know, so many times, and I know this segment is about to be over, but so many times I've said in messages, you've heard me say this before, when that girl is dating that wrong person, I'm like, her mama told her that wasn't the guy, her daddy told her, her friends told her it wasn't the guy, even the dog barked when the man came along.
Exactly.
And so, but once again, that is, I hope young girls, this is the same thing that's happening on the internet.
Yes.
Same exact thing. When you listen, and we're going to take you to a commercial in just a second, but when you have to hide what you're doing, if you have to erase that text message as soon as you send it out, you are being deceived by sin. And so we have to get to our guest. So stay right there with us, and we'll be right back.
Deferred makes the heart sick. But God makes a promise to all those that put their trust in Him. He restores hope. Join us for Prisoners of Hope, a new series beginning in mid-May that will show you how to have your hope restored.
Do you love great music? Do you love worshiping the Lord? Then join us on Sunday, June 5th for Loveland's Worship Night. It'll be a night of great music and worship with our own Loveland praise team. It's so much more than just a concert. It'll be a time for you to have your own personal encounter with God. It all starts Sunday, June 5th at 7 p.m. at our Fontana campus. Invite your friends and family and everyone you know so we can come and worship the Lord together.
You stayed with us because we have a treat. As I was saying at the beginning of the show, we are about to welcome entrepreneur and businesswoman and the founder of Talk of the Party, Tara Dominguez Henderson. Come on up, Tara. I think I just butchered your name.
It's okay.
Dominguez Henderson. Come on, have a seat.
I'm so excited.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh my God, it's been so long.
I know.
Just seeing you brings back so many
I know, right?
memories.
I miss
So
it.
for those of you that don't know, Tara sang as part of our young adult praise team for about 9 years. Was very involved with our youth group,
Right.
and is born 2 months. My son Corey is born 2 months and about a week after you.
Yeah. Corey's a good friend of mine.
So this is just such a wonderful reunion. So how are you?
Yes, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and I'm cheesing all over the place because Tara, I had asked you yesterday if you'd send us some Instagram pictures of your creations.
Mm-hmm.
And the production team looked at those pictures, and we just kept on saying, wow, 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 wow. So let me just tell you about Tara. So Tara, as I said, she has a business called Talk of the Party. And you can even go, we're going to show you some of her creations on the LED wall, but you can go online and look up Tara Dominguez, and cakes will pop up. And just click on there, and you'll see so many of her pictures. So Tara,
Yes.
as I said, wedding season is coming
It is.
coming up. And when I saw your pictures, I just said, I had no idea who I was inviting on the show. I had no idea. I'm like in the presence of just great creativity.
Thank you.
And we're calling this today the gift in your hand, because you're going to tell our audience how God used the gift that he gave you to birth a dream that you had. So let me just ask you, first of all, the name of your business, Talk of the Party.
Yes.
How'd that come about?
Okay, so when I started doing cakes more and more and doing parties and stuff like that, people were just always telling me it was the talk of the party. Everybody was talking about it, and I still hear that like often enough where I was like, I should probably call it that, because I was trying to come up with the name and it just kind of stuck.
That's awesome, Talk of the Party.
Yeah.
And so many times we say that, girl, that was the talk of
Right.
the party. Oh, you should have been here. Oh, that was the talk of the party. So that's an awesome, it's as creative as your business is. So let me ask you, when you were, okay, so wait a minute, let's get to foundations. You bake cakes?
Yes, cakes and cookies.
Cakes and cookies. Cakes for all occasions?
All occasions, yes.
Okay. Like?
Birthdays, baby showers, weddings. What else is there? Am I missing something?
There's Father's Day's coming
Yeah,
up.
I do a lot.
Quinceañeras.
Yes, usually the cookies are usually for like those kind of events, and then usually people order cakes for like the other events. So
Okay.
yeah, weddings are coming up, so I've done a lot of wedding cakes. I actually got asked to do a wedding cake this June of a non-traditional, of their Doberman pincher instead of a traditional cake.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
my gosh.
that's
Oh,
pretty-
my gosh. And you know what, guys? I thought you guys were going to put some pictures up on this LED wall of her that you showed at the beginning, because I need to see those. Okay. And so a Doberman pincher.
Their dog named Earl.
Okay. I can't wait to see that.
How
I'm sure you'll
adorable.
post that. So, okay. So, Tara, wow. This wedding cake is absolutely amazing, and you look amazing
Oh,
too.
thank you.
So tell us a little bit about the bride or this cake or the story behind it.
She was a young bride, she sent me a picture of something, she wanted something like that, but she wanted a lot taller, and she wanted some gold accents, so that is 24 karat gold leaf on there, and it's edible. It's 100% edible, but it's 24 karat gold and fresh flowers. And
Wow.
when they're really tall like that, it's hard to deliver them. It's just me. I'm a one-woman show, so I have to bring it in pieces and build it there. So
Wow.
that was me just finishing that up. It was a lot of fun.
That's absolutely, it's an amazing cake. I love I like gleam. I like bling.
Yeah.
Give me, I have I have a picture in my office that says, "If it has bling, it's for me." Okay,
cute.
and I love that. And so, oh, now I can't. This is a cake.
That's one of my favorites. You were asking me. Yeah. So this particular client, she hires me all the time for all her kids' birthdays, and she lets me run wild. She gives me creative freedom, and she'll just say like, this was like a Tutti Frutti theme. I don't know, I think she was turning to the little girl, so she just lets me do whatever I want. So I get to design those completely from scratch, and it's all edible.
Wow. Well, Corey's little girl, Corey has 3 children
Oh my
now.
God, they're so cute.
So the middle one, she's going to turn 3 on June the 1st. So I am going to commission you for something.
I'd love to.
For her. Oh, now this is one of my favorites.
Oh,
I
the
can't believe
cookies.
this is a cake.
No, this is cookies.
These are cookies.
These are cookies, yeah.
Michelle, these are cookies. Okay, so you know I'm a Mary Kay.
That's right.
That's right. So when I saw this, I said, "Oh my God, I need to have something just for my Mary Kay team so that we can have all these cute cookies."
Right. I could do a cake, but these are cookies.
No, cookies are even better because I could do a better display with those.
And that's silver. Some of the accents are silver, and that's
Okay, so those are silver. So I had asked you before, so when you were a little girl, did you dream of this, or is this something that came? Okay.
Okay, it came about when my niece was a little girl.
Okay.
Growing up, her birthday parties, my sister, she would just we would do these last minute things. Me and my mom would just throw stuff together, and I'd always do the cake or cupcakes or whatever it was. And they weren't any good. It was just something that I took care of. And then I started to get a little bit better. And then after a few years, I started to get friends asking me to do cakes for them.
Okay.
And then friends of friends, and now it's people I don't know. So I was like, this should probably be a business. I'm getting orders from people I have no idea who they are.
Okay.
And now my niece is 25, so
wow.
It's been that long where I just kind of was doing it in between, while I was working. And then finally, a few years ago, I was like, I'm gonna quit my job and do this full time.
So you have gone from working for somebody,
Yes.
to working for yourself.
Yes.
Which is always absolutely.
I love it.
You love it. You love it. So, so let me ask you. So you were able to quit your job. Now, when you got started in the business, after you were just doing it for everybody and you decided, I'm going to do this as a real business, how'd you get started? Let's talk about the business part of this.
Well, I had to save up some money first.
Okay, so
obviously,
the finances, okay, you have to save up.
I knew I wasn't gonna have a lot of clientele right off the bat. I was already getting enough orders to want to do it, but not really to support myself. So I'm actually still building that. This is still pretty new. I've been doing it for years and years and years, but as far as I've come to this extent, it's still new on that end where I'm still building it up.
So it's like that song, we've come this far by faith.
Right.
So that was a step of faith for
Yes.
you to, okay.
Yeah, and God has been in every bit of it.
That's good.
Every time I'm doing a cake, I have to pray my way through it, and sometimes there's been cakes where I end up in tears because they're not working out or falling apart, and I pray and God works it out, and I don't know how, because it takes so many hours. An average cake takes 16 hours.
Wow.
That's on average, and they can be more than that. So it's sometimes I'm I don't know how it turned out, and the amount of time when it was falling apart, whatever happened. That happens less now, but especially before,
it's the learning process.
Yeah, and
yes.
I definitely have gained more confidence over the years, just learning more and learning more techniques and just doing it more and more and more. But yeah, God is why I can do it. I can't do it by myself, that's for certain.
Well, you know what? I love that. And would you ask me to put some more of those pictures up on the screen? No, I love that because promotion comes not from the east or the west. Promotion comes from the hand of God. That's what the Bible says, and you know that. Because you're a PK, which I just found out.
Yeah.
Your dad is associate pastor?
He's administrative pastor.
Administrative pastor.
Living Way Christian Fellowship, yeah.
Wow.
It's a Cabbage
I
Chapel.
did not know you're a PK.
Yeah.
And so, but what I was saying, and what we were saying is, promotion definitely doesn't come from the east or the west. Oh, this is the shoe.
Oh yeah, this is the backside of the Jordan.
This is the back side of the Jordan shoe that she did. And then you guys got to show us the front side. And there's the shoe. Isn't that amazing? That is absolutely amazing. And so, okay, so a couple of things here. True success. You know, the word of God says, this book of the law shall not depart from out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate on it therein day and night, so that you can do everything that's written within. Then shalt thy way be prosperous, and then you'll have good success. I love what you said, because you know what? It says, then your way will be prosperous. That's inner. That's inner peace. And then the outer. And so many times people have the outer success, but they don't have the inner prosperity. You have both.
Yeah, thank you, Lord.
Wow. And so let me ask you, so how are you growing your business right now? How are you
right
growing
now,
it?
it's on Instagram is where I show my portfolio, and I send people there. Facebook as well, but mostly Instagram and word of mouth. So I have business cards, or I'll do events where I'll be a vendor and sell cookies and stuff like that, but I'll also showcase my cakes and direct people to the Instagram so they can see my work. So they might just come like buy a cookie for the kid or something, but then they are like, oh, I have parties coming up, or I can use you, or I'm looking for somebody, whatever. So that helps a lot when I'm a vendor somewhere at an event, or just like people telling people, like friends telling friends, or when people post, whether I know them or not, they'll post and they'll tag me, and then other people will see it, and yeah, so it's grown a lot that way. And during the pandemic, surprisingly, it started to grow. Like there was nothing for a little bit when nobody was doing anything, and then everybody was having the drive-by birthday parties because they couldn't be around each other. And then a lot of people just started ordering cookies to pass out when people would drive by, and I was like, this is interesting. I didn't expect to get any work at this time. And it just started picking up, and then from then, like, I just have been really busy.
You know, that once again takes me to the fact of God's hand on your business and you being faithful. The Word of God says when you're faithful in the little things, God will put you over a lot.
Yeah.
And so for you to, by faith, listen to God, I think you were talking about this yesterday, by faith. Right. It takes a whole lot of faith to quit your secure job.
Right. He's just been there through so much. Like even there was like trials during it, and it was hard to keep doing it. There was just a lot going on during the pandemic. Like everybody had that on top of the other things. I'm just so grateful. Like I'm so grateful for everything that I've seen God do through that. And then on top of that, bless me with business. Like I just can't say it enough.
So question. So you just said it was hard for a while. Tell me about a couple of moments of discouragement. Did you ever feel like, maybe I shouldn't have quit my job? Or what were some of the discouraging times with a business? Because everybody's going to go through those.
My times were a little bit more personal.
Oh, okay.
The business end of it, it was, honestly, God took care of that too. Because during the pandemic, He just took care of me financially as well. He just took care of everything I needed when I needed it. And I think just like, honestly, I think what really helped me was being grateful, because when you are going through it, no matter what it is, if it is financial or the business or personal, and you get discouraged, just reminding yourself what you're grateful for and the things that you do have, that helped me get through a lot. That helped me get through so much. And then just God kept blessing me the more. I was like, I'm not even gonna ask you for anything today. I just want to say thank you. So,
that's why you got blessed.
And then God's like, here you go.
Feel that?
Yeah,
That's amazing,
That's
Tara.
why I'm like, I can't say enough how grateful I am to God. And then also some of the trials that had nothing to do with the business were just like health things with the family during the pandemic. Like my mom almost passed away from COVID, and my dad got diagnosed with cancer, and it was just like a lot going on top of trying to work. And then that he just stepped in as well. And it was just, he just gives me more and more to be grateful for. So.
I love that. I love this cake. You said this is
Monsters, Inc.
Monsters, Inc. This is a child's delight. This would be this would be the talk of the party.
That one was so
Yeah,
much fun.
that I wouldn't even want to cut it.
You know what? That is something that everybody says. Nobody ever wants to cut the cake. And they always say, I bet you hate when you work all those hours and it gets messed up. And I should have brought pictures of them smashed. That's my favorite thing. I do not want it to sit there and not get cut. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it edible, because I'm always trying to find things that are edible that look cool or whatever, new mediums or whatever to use, and make my own edible paints and stuff like that. So when they don't want to touch them, I'm like, I want to see it. I love the pictures people send me when it's demolished after. Like, people always think I don't want them to be cut. I want them to get smashed.
You know what you're reminding me of? There's a show on TV now called Domino Masters. And it takes 16 hours for them to build these domino things, only for them to knock them down. And they love that part. And so you love this.
Yeah, people are always surprised by that. And I'm like, I love when they're smashed, because
Is this cookies or a cake?
that's cookies.
Oh, wow.
There was a big double cake that went with it, but I didn't send that.
Oh, my gosh. A pizza cake.
Yeah, pizza cake.
A pizza cake. Wow. Michelle's doing like this, just shaking her head. Me too, me too. Wow. And so I do have a couple more questions to ask you.
Yes.
But we're going to go to a break.
Okay.
And so call your friends, tell them to tune in and get some ideas for the next event that they need to have some goodies for. So we'll be right back. Well, welcome back. I'm sitting here with Tara Dominguez Henderson, and we're talking about her, oh my God, look at this, A Night to Shine. We're talking about her incredible edibles, her incredible creations. The name of her business is Talk of the Party. And that's because she would make these cakes and goodies, and people would say they were the talk of the party. And so, Tara.
Yes.
16 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I used to
Average.
I can whip up a cake in an hour. 16 hours.
I know. Sometimes when I tell them how much it is, they're like, it's just a cake. I'm like, you know how many pounds of cake it is? A lot of the cakes, like some of them are too heavy for me to carry. Like I had to have some help. My dad has to help me sometimes carry the cake. They're too heavy.
Because
They're so heavy. Just there's like tons of batches of batter, and then on top of that, a lot of my cakes are not fondant. A lot of people don't like fondant. Just in case the people out there don't like fondant, and most of them are chocolate, white chocolate, and like that one I'm not sure, but like the Nike cake for sure, that one was all chocolate. It wasn't fondant at all. So most of them aren't. I only use fondant when I have to, and that's kind of heavy. So it's
wow,
a lot of time.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love what you're doing?
I'd say a 10. I wanted to just say a 9 because it's really hard on the body.
Okay.
That's the only thing. So maybe I will say 9 to be honest.
Okay, because you love it, but there is.
Yeah, so I'm like, God, I'll do it as long as you let me. But it is hard, especially because I'm my small frame.
You're very, very small.
Yeah, the cookies
Yes.
are therapeutic. They're fun. I sit there and it's like therapeutic for me. It's like doing art and painting on cakes is therapeutic. But some of them just, I'm constantly carrying it from the fridge to the counter, and doing more and doing more. And it gets heavier each time. And the next day, I'm usually sore for a few days each time I do a cake.
Really?
Yeah, it feels like I got beat up.
Oh, wow. But you know what?
So-
That just shows that you're willing to make the sacrifice to do something that's bringing joy.
Yeah, and I think I do sometimes do more than the client asks because I want it to be above and beyond what they're expecting. And yeah, it's just, it takes a lot, but I love it. I do love it.
That's the sign of a good business somebody that's in business for the clients. That's the sign of that you want to do more than the client is expecting.
Yeah, for sure.
And seriously, that's whether with our Godsman's conference, I still am a Mary Kay consultant. Whenever I give a gift, whenever I'm filling an order, I just filled an order today. But I always put something extra in there.
Yeah, it's
always. So
like
I understand what you're saying.
I call it the chips and salsa. I give them a little chips and salsa. I'll put like extra.
Oh, that's good. I love that. So, what do you want your business to look like in 3 years?
Busier.
Okay.
No, it's pretty busy, but I don't know because it's just me, so it's kind of hard to balance like busier. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still planning that out.
So do you want like X amount of clients? Do you, because now I'm putting on my MBA hat. I have a master's in business and administration.
You know, I don't have an answer yet because it's changed. At one point, I wanted a storefront and employees, and I had it all pictured out and had different desserts. And then now I don't want to do all the desserts. Like, it's not my joy. Like, cake and cookies is what I like. The artistic aspect of it is what I like even more than the baking. And then I do like working from home. Like, I know a lot of other cake and cookiers that do it from home, and I'm like, that's what I like. I enjoy it. So I'm still trying to figure it out because it changed recently, like what I want to do, and so I'm planning that. But
I think that's good because things do change. People change, but dreams change.
Right.
And God narrows down what He wants it to look like to us. You know, God knows, but then He has to show us.
Right. Exactly.
And so you've said a couple of things already. You said, one, you want to give the client more than they have even asked for. That's the first thing you said. Well, you said a whole lot of things. But, and then you said the artistic aspect. So you know, so many times, Tara, people work jobs that they don't even like. And that's why they have to look forward to the weekend. So they could do something they really like. So you like the artistic part, that's where you should go.
There is another part.
Okay.
It's like delivering flowers to somebody, like if you're a florist, and you know, imagine everybody that you deliver flowers to is like happy to see the flowers, and that's part of what I like too. Like, so I love weddings, but I don't ever get to see the bride or anybody like to see like, what did you think? Did you like it? Like, I'm like waiting. I hope she liked it.
By that time.
And I love weddings, but like birthday parties and little kids, like just seeing them get all excited when it shows up is so like, that's the rewarding part for me. Because I did spend so much time, so like getting to see that, it's like delivering flowers to somebody to me. So, there's like, it's
the joy
like,
on their faces.
Yeah, the joy on their faces, and just that does it for me. I think that's when I'm like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, but then I'm like, that's why I do this.
I think that's awesome. And I say you bought some goodies for us.
I did.
So next time I'm gonna give you a little bit more time. And
know.
I'll order a cake. No, seriously. And you know, because you did this for me. But next time I'm gonna order a cake for our staff. I might have you make the Loveland sign out there.
I could do that.
Or no, I would have you make the They told me upstairs. You should have her make the Charlene show.
Yeah, I know.
And we'll send you that logo.
I know your favorite is vanilla, but I didn't have time.
No, I do like chocolate too.
Okay.
No, and you know what? It's so amazing because I just said yesterday that I was going to go on a juice fast. And then I remember, no, I think she's bringing something.
It's a little melty now.
Oh, because the lights are so.
There you go.
And so, let's see. I'm going to put this on here. And
chocolate is my favorite.
Oops, chocolate's your favorite. Everybody loves chocolate. You know what? I didn't even start liking chocolate till my kids were grown.
Dark chocolate actually is my favorite. But I eat a lot of chocolate cake scraps for breakfast, so.
All right. You know why? And I can't wait to just taste this. Okay, let's give it the taste test. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, nothing like some good.
Yes.
Michelle, this is good. I'm gonna tell you.
I'll bring you some.
One of the things, she made some more, guys. Y'all can cut these 2 up. I'm giving one to my mom. Well, I'll give her half of mine. You know the problem is so many times you have a beautiful cake, but it don't taste like nothing. That's bad English, but it don't taste like nothing.
It tastes like nothing.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
That's good chocolate.
I'm glad you liked it.
I liked it too much. I'm supposed to be on a juice fast. But I'm going to eat the rest of that. Let's talk real quick. You talked about the sacrifice that it makes for a business. And for you, that sacrifice is really coming. Have you thought about just hiring like a college, somebody to?
Recently, yeah. Yeah, I've talked about it with a few people, and they're like, maybe their kids are into it and they want to know more or something like that. So I'm exploring my options there.
You could do something where you're either training.
Right.
And they're getting free training.
And helping me out.
And helping you out
Right.
at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I love? Tara, there is a saying, and I used to tell this, now I'm thinking about this chocolate. I'm like.
We should have saved it for last.
I'm like, I just want another bite of that cupcake. But anyhow, so there's a saying, and I told it to Carrie, Chris, Chuck, the whole time they were growing up. Mm-hmm. Find something you love to do, then find a way to get paid doing it.
Right, I've heard that.
Because that's what you're doing, you know, and I think that's the joy in life. So we have something called Fast 5. Well, first of all, let me give them your contact information.
Yes, please.
So how do they contact you?
By email, Hotmail. Talk to the party.
You want to look in that camera and tell them how they can order a cake from you.
Order a cake
that
from
that
me.
camera right there.
You can either do it online. I don't have a website yet. On Instagram, you can DM me. It's at talk.of.the.party, or you can email me at talkoftheparty@hotmail.com. Also,
Your phone number?
my phone number is 909-754-4658.
So you heard it. You can go to talkoftheparty@hotmail.com.
Right.
You can call Tara at 909-754-4658.
Correct.
Or you said something with a whole lot of dots.
It's my Instagram handle. It's Talk of the Party, but there's a dot between the letters, so it's talk.of.the.party.
Okay.
Just Talk of the Party with dots in between.
Okay, so somebody that does Instagram, they'll know that?
Yes.
The first time one of the girls set up an Instagram from.
It's like that.
There we go.
Yeah.
Our team is just on it. That's Chuck Jr., your friend, and that's all the other guys. So I have a couple more questions to ask you, and then we're going to do something fun.
Okay.
So take a moment and look in your camera over there and give an encouragement to those that have a dream, because there's going to be all kind of setbacks and everything.
Yeah.
Give an encouragement for them. What would you
You know what?
say?
I didn't know what I wanted to do for a long time, and I was going to school for different things, and I was like, this isn't it. And then I always knew I wanted to do something creative. Like, that was my thing, but I was like, how do I make money from it, like you said? And honestly, I just prayed about it all the time. I prayed and prayed and prayed, and I didn't realize I was already doing it, and God just kind of showed me, and it kind of just fell in my lap that people started ordering from me, and then I was like, I should make this a business. So honestly, just prayer in all things, everything, but for something like this, just don't be discouraged, and talk to other people that know things about business. That's what I'm doing, because I did take some business courses, but I do need to work on the business end of things still, so I'm getting help with that. So just, find people, connect with people, and keep your head up, and just pray.
I really like that. Never doubt in darkness what God has shown you in the light.
Right.
When God first gives you a dream, this is the dream right here. And this is the fulfillment of the dream over here. But here in the middle, that's where the rubber meets the road. And if you're doing something that's helping somebody else. Your dream, if your dream is not helping somebody else, you need to go get another dream. Seriously. Your dream should never just be about you. And for Tara, like I said, I love this picture, Tara. What's that say at the top, though?
Mr. and Mrs. Caleb's. It was a travel theme wedding.
Oh, a travel wedding.
Yeah.
And that's why the world. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the map and the luggage. They traveled a lot, so they wanted the world on their cake. I gave them the world. No, just kidding.
I absolutely love that. And so, I love the themes. I love the artistic themes. And so I guess parents decide if they're doing a birthday cake for their children, what their favorite, what's going to bring joy.
I love themes. Yeah, that's my thing. And some of them are like really outside of the box, so it's just really fun for me to get creative with it.
Because you just said you were getting ready to do a cake for something coming up.
Oh, was it that wedding? Was it
when we were talking before the show.
Doberman pincher?
The what?
It was a Doberman cake?
The Doberman. Oh, we said that on the show. The Doberman cake.
Yeah.
So do you like, in your mind, really start going and then you draw it out, you sketch it?
Sometimes I sketch it. Honestly, there's so many different ways to execute a cake that I will sit there and space out and think about all the different ways and what's the best way. And the weather matters. So if it's in June, it's going to be hot, so I probably shouldn't use chocolate, but then I probably can't use fondant for this other reason. So like I just have to go through in my mind how far is the venue from where I'm at, because then how am I going to keep it cool? There's just like so many things, the structures inside of the cake so it doesn't fall over. There's just a lot that goes into it. I mean, I would have to go to Home Depot to make a structure to build a cake. So it's like not just in the kitchen like most people would think.
Wow.
You gotta use like a power drill and get some stainless steel and stuff like that for some of these frames. So there's just so many different ways. So yeah, my brain just starts brainstorming designs and how to execute it, because there's so many different ways and different mediums.
See, and that's very interesting, because I would never think about, I was just thinking about baking the cake, seriously. Like making sure I have all the ingredients of the cake. So that's all I would be thinking about.
Yeah, most people don't realize it.
So you have to think about having all the ingredients there at the house.
Right.
Okay, before you start. So, you know, some of us novices, you're right in the middle. Oh my God, I don't have this. Got to run to the store.
I usually keep the Costco size everything in my house, so that
okay, so
I'm usually prepared.
And so you literally had to learn how to build structures to support your cakes.
Yeah, I'm learning that right now, actually, because I've always wanted to do it, but I'm like, it's always been something that was intimidating to me. But yeah, that's the next, next phase for me.
Okay, we're going to do something called Fast Five.
Okay,
these are just some fun questions where you just answer. They're called Fast Five. Okay, 1, tell me something you love to do.
Outside of baking and
Outside
decorating?
of baking, yeah.
I love to spend time with my family, and I love to sing at church for the Lord.
That's great. Are you still singing at the other church?
I'm singing at my dad's church.
Okay,
my
that's
mom and
good.
dad's church.
Okay, your favorite food?
Oh, my favorite food. I love potatoes.
Oh my gosh.
I
you
love
don't look like you love potatoes.
I know, I love food. You'd be surprised.
Okay,
I don't
so
look
you
like
love
it,
food,
but
you love potatoes.
I love potatoes cooked any kind of way, but I can go on and on about my food.
Okay, basketball, pick one. Basketball, football, baseball, or other?
Baseball for sure.
Baseball?
My dad raised us on baseball, yes.
Oh, wow.
I like hockey, but baseball's for sure.
Baseball for sure. Okay. A cruise or a road trip?
I could do either, but let me say cruise.
Cruise?
Yeah.
Why'd you pick cruise?
Because I love the ocean.
Okay. There's nothing like a cruise. Okay. Spa day or hiking or the movies?
I was going to say spa, but you said movies. I love movies, but I love the spa too.
That was like a tie.
It is a tie.
Yeah. Okay. Too bad we can't go to the spa. You know what?
And watch a movie.
Yeah, the perfect spa day, seriously. I used to have my husband drop me off and like come back in like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, my sister.
Go on. Yeah.
My sister and my niece, like my sisters, I have twin sisters and a brother. And my nieces will get in the jacuzzi and put a TV out there, like a I don't know, on our laptop or something. So we do both.
Oh, no, that's good. That I think that is absolutely amazing. So we'll have a spa day and movies.
Yes.
And no, you know what? That's what well, no, I'd pick all three. Actually, hiking would be my number one. Okay, I'm going to do a number 6.
Okay.
Some place that you would want to travel. We're going bucket list now. Some place you'd like to travel in the United States.
Oh, I was going to Greece. United States. I love the country.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where.
But someplace like the wine country or
Yeah.
up in the park up there in Northern California.
Yeah, I'm thinking of too many states at once. I'm like, I'm gonna think of an answer after.
Don't worry. At 2 o'clock this morning, you're going to say.
I'm gonna remember.
Yeah, you're going to say that. Okay. But now I am going to go overseas. Overseas, someplace that you'd love to travel.
Greece.
Greece, how come?
Because I would say France. I bet I've been there, and I don't know. I love all the blue and white in the ocean. And actually, no, Scotland. Scotland. It was Greece, but recently I've been really wanting to go to Scotland.
Okay.
Like I'm ready to go right now.
So Greece and Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go to Ireland. Okay. And I'm going to do we have Fast 5, but today is Fast 7.
I love it.
I want to ask you might have to think about this for a hot
Okay.
second. Think about your life. What's the most memorable day in your life?
Memorable day.
I know that's kind of hard. Think about it for a
It is
second.
hard.
And because, just think for a second, I'm coming right back to you. Because we are featuring Tara Dominguez. She's going to tell us her most memorable day in a second. But as I looked at her cakes, she had wedding cakes, shoe cakes. She had a Black Panther cake, which was amazing. Makeup cookies, a pizza cake, animal cake, unicorn cake, Michael Jordan shoe cake. So she had so many. Have you thought about a memorable day?
I just keep thinking, I know it's with my family. A few have popped up. Like when I was a kid and we moved into our house that my parents are still in, and it wasn't even built yet, and we were all just sitting on the floor. I just remember that. I don't know, that always
that's
sticks.
awesome.
And then moments now when we're just like having Bible study together. So I'll pick 2.
You know what? When I talked to you the other night, you had just left your mom. You and your mom had just
Yeah.
gone to. Oh, I do have one more question I have to ask you.
Okay.
Because I know, because I've been in business for a lot of years, I know business can be very, very difficult, and I know the importance of cheerleaders. Who's your number one cheerleader?
My mom and my dad. But my mom is the one that I'll call in the middle of the night. Like she's like, I'll stay up and you call me because she'll know what I'm working on, or if it's something extra special, she'll have me call her, and I'm always asking like, what do I do about this? She's my cheerleader and my
Confidant.
yes,
The shoulder.
my advice. Like
Okay.
she gives me advice in life, but also with my job, with work, because she's very, very creative. But so is my dad, and they're both. I always send them what I did, and they always are my cheerleaders after. And it's like I look forward to that, both of them, and they're both very creative. So I've learned a lot from them over the years. Yeah.
Well, praise God. Well, we've been listening to Tara Dominguez Henderson, and she's been talking about her business, which is called Talk of the Party. And I encourage you to not only support her, because when you support her, you're going to actually be supporting you, because you're going to give you some joy. She's going to bake and bring joy. She's going to actually bring joy to your event or joy to your house. And I can't wait to see what you would do for a Father's Day. Like I said, I'll talk to you about that cake for Corey's little girl. And I hope you've enjoyed this show today. Now, as a closing word, we call this today, what the gift that's in your hand. Everybody, God has created you for a purpose. And your purpose is going to be about somebody else. Purpose is about helping others. It's about giving to others. It's about showing love. We see that with Jesus. The Word of God says, for God so loved the world that there was some action behind it. He gave His only Son. So you have to pray like Tara did. Ask God, what is my purpose? But I want you to think about this last thing today. I want you to think about, what do you love to do? What do you love to do at the end of the day? And then ask God to show you how you can really do have a living doing that. So our time is up, but I'm so glad that you joined us today for the Charlene Show, which Tara, this used to be called The Living Room, but this is our summer series. And I have to tell some of my friends, because a couple of my friends asked, why'd you change the name? I didn't. That was because of our producers, Chucky Perez and Michelle, who insisted that we do this for the summer. And so Michelle is a background person. That's what she wanted to do. She wants to do all the techie stuff. So anyhow, but thank you for joining us. And we will see you next week on The Charlene Show. Wave goodbye. Bye.